I've got a message from a friend asking me if I want to paint him a card for a game called Riftbound. It's basically League of Legends but with cardboard rectangles. Or one of my favorite types of tabletop games, a trading card game. I gotta be honest, I haven't played League of Legends and I didn't have a real chance to try Riftbound yet. But it sounds like a lot of fun though. For a deck, you will need a champion legend. Makes sense because it's League of Legends. In this video, I'm going to paint a foxy legend that has a deadly charm. Take and hold control of battlefields with your favorite champion legend, while I paint an alternative version of Ahri, Nine-tailed fox. Let's get started. Before I continue with the video, I made a summer discount code for 50% of my Goblin Kitchen miniatures. It will be active until the end of August. So, if you want Goblin chefs and picky helpers to spice up your RPGs or become a painting miniature master of silly things. Anyway, the code and the link I left below, so you could check it. Back to the video. Lately, I've been drawing and painting mostly monsters and silly creatures like goblins. So I might be rusty when it comes to drawing pretty characters. As you can see, she's a fox lady. I had to become familiar with the subject at hand, so I started my little research. These characters have different skins/costumes. I'm sure it's not going to be that important and it will definitely not come up in the near future. Spoiler alert! It came up! But don't panic, it's going to be for good in the end. So, when I make art for myself, I tend to skip steps here and there. And I like to paint directly without a sketch, especially when I'm doing digital work. This time I wanted to give my friends some choices. And let's say that 3 almost finished pieces would be a bit of an overkill. So I made some sketches. As I said, I thought I would be a bit rusty drawing pretty girls, but I think I got over it pretty quick and just started enjoying the process. As you should. I had to recreate the UI of the cards so I could fit the compositions better. While that wasn't the most exciting part for me, I appreciate how much the UI plays a part in the overall look and feel of the card. Shout out to graphic designers. Great job. Once I had 3 sketches that I felt they could work, I sent them to my friend. He wasn't sure at first. I know my sketches aren't always the best looking, because I often skip them, but they show the composition and vibes kinda, so he was thinking between these two. He also mentioned something. The inevitable, is it too late for... And in this case, he was wondering if it would be possible that I make her in another skin. More precisely, the Spirit Blossom one. Of course it's not too late. Why did you think I made sketches first? By the way, he chose this one because he thought it would fit the best with the new look. I absolutely agree. And by the way, I like that sketch and the potential there. So the stars aligned, as some people say. Or others, the goblin got into the barrel at first try. At this point, I wasn't going to bother with the sketch and just started painting over. This is a more delicate Ahri. I think I like the colors better. There are a couple of things I think about when painting a card art or an illustration. Readability. It's going to be a small rectangle, so I better make sure the silhouettes and values work together to make the image as readable as possible. Alternating between dark and light values and making sure all the parts are separated if they have to be. It takes practice and I strive to do it better and better after each time. Composition. I like it when the illustration interacts with the UI, so this is something that I take into consideration too. Color control. In order to have more balance in the illustration, I think about what's going to be more grayish in order for another part to feel more saturated. Because if you make everything saturated, then nothing is. It's like that quote from The Incredibles and Syndrome with the supers. You know the one. That balancing act could also take a lot of time to master. And if you think you did, all of a sudden you see a random guy that is doing it much better than you. So be careful before you call yourself a master. But try to be. Finally, there's detail. I used to be very detail focused, and in time, as I understood what is actually important for a good illustration to work, I see the details as a cherry on the top. Speaking of details though, that magic she makes was fun to paint. It might be fun to animate that thing. I'm always fascinated by VFX, and that I think would be perfect. But meanwhile, we should check what the final illustration looks like, maybe. Yeah, no, maybe. We're checking it now. I had to see it printed, of course, so after spending some time with technical work and tests, I can show you the results now, right now. I hope my friend is happy with the illustration, because after all, it was for him. I like how it turned out, and now I'd like to try the game, because it looks fun, and since Magic the Gathering is turning into an outsourced advertisement for other things than Magic itself, well, a game that has interest in its own world looks like a great alternative. Leave your troubles behind. Bye.